At this point, I've done something that I'll show you. I just wrote the code behind the scenes, so I'll just walk you through what I did. And make sure that the tags are links, and then the link will lead us to a search page, and which we'll complete here. So let us look at the tags. This is the tag that doesn't show links. Remember, the user entered the tags and separated them by a comma. That's why we have PHP, MySQL, this, that. So I'm going to just delete it right now. What I did was go back into the controller. Remember, in raw PHP, it's always best to do your manipulations in the controller, then pass it down into the view. I went back into the controller and broke the tags, and then passed it into the view as an array so that I can loop through them and output them one by one. Alright, so I'm going to refresh this page and show you what I did in the controller. This is the posts controller, and this is the view. So in the post controller, after retrieving the details of the post, I narrowed down to the tags and then use the explode PHP function to make sure that every time it sees a comma, it picks out the content. So with that, I separated whatever it is here, whatever here, into an array, and then I passed the array into the view. Alright, so what we're going to do next is to make sure that when somebody clicks this, it takes them to this search page. So just to refresh your mind, to let you know how this search page works, if you type a term here, it will search for users who have that term. Alright, matching skills. So somebody can just click on the skill and see all the details. Alright, so we're gonna go back and back. So here we are. We're gonna try and make sure that when somebody clicks this, it takes them straight to the search results page where they can just click on skills and see the different matching skills. Alright, so let's get that done. So the right place to start is in our routes file. So we'll go to routes. Remember where it is. It's inside the routes folder in the routes.php. We'll find the URL that does the search. Remember what happens when somebody fills this form is that this is a post request. So we want it to also carry a get request. So if there is something here, it should perform the same search function. Alright, but if there is not, it should just display the search page the way it is right now, empty. Alright, you understand? Alright, so what we're gonna do is to make sure that we do an optional parameter just to tell it that you should expect something in case. So we can just call this a search term. We can just say search term. So we're just gonna tell it that in case there is a search term, that you should do your normal search. So we're gonna go to searches controller. And then from searches controller, we will fix whatever we have to fix just to make sure. We're looking for searches controller add. Alright. So what it's doing is that if and only if it is a post request, that's the time it performs the search. So what we're going to do is that if it's a post request and this is PHP, so you can do and this is not empty. Args. We're trying to make sure that if there is something in that parameter, args, and this guy, if this guy is passed in, alright, so all you have to do is if this guy is passed in, or if it is a post request. So we've sorted our problem, but it remains one more thing. As you can see right here is using the get param as a search term. So what we're going to do is we're going to use an if statement to just say if what happened here is true, which is if this is cert, we can just copy this. Of course, we can also, there are many ways you can check whether this is empty. You can say if it is not equal to null. Alright, so if this is set, we can just say a search term is equal to a search term. Alright, so we can just say args search term. Otherwise, we can just say else search term is equal to the get param, what you get from the form search term. Alright, so once we have this sorted out, most of our problems are solved because we can just now copy this this variable and use it to replace every other place we see the search term. Okay, good. And here we're good too. All right, so these two guys have been replaced. We're just going to scroll down and try and sort it out the rest. Okay, this has been actually sorted here, and that's cool. So I'm just going to delete this line. Cool. So we're going to just try and go back to our view page, and then make sure that each of this is a link that leads to a search parameters page. All right, we're going to make sure that each of the tags, remember that we are outputting tags, so we want to make sure that each of those tags are actually pointing to somewhere. So what we're going to do quickly is to say like the way we create links, the way we create links in raw PHP is path for, then you put an open and close brackets, then you pass the parameter. What is the name of the path? If we go to route, we'll see that the name of the path is searches add, and we simply scroll to searches add and do a magic. So we just copy and paste searches add, and then we're going to pass the parameter. So we're going to do this, and the parameter we're looking for is the search term. That's the parameter, and the value is going to be the tag here. So we're just going to put tag. That's the value of the search term. Now we just sort it out. I'm just going to confirm that we did the right thing. Okay, this, from what we did here, is supposed to be a curly bracket, not a block bracket. So here it's supposed to be curly bracket and curly bracket. All right, so we're passing the current tag into this as a search term, so that they can just click and head to this searches page. So let's test what we've done. To test it, we're going to go to posts. We'll just say all posts, and then when the post opens, I'm just going to click the last one that has tags that we're sure of, and then we're going to click one of the tags, and then it brings us here. Cool. So we're going to check whether this exists. All right, so let me go and search for PHP instead, just to be sure. So just click on PHP. Oops. Just realized that we did one of the most stupid thing in the universe. What we did was, in the searches controller, in the add, we used and. What we did was we used and. So only when it is a post request and also a get request. It doesn't make sense. So we would have used or, which is, it's either a post request or a get request with a parameter, understand? So once we have that or fixed in our searches controller add, we can now test what we have. So to test it, we will simply have to go to the posts page, just view all posts. Then from viewing all posts, we can just click on any tag. So now we've seen all posts, we can just click on PHP. All right, so it shows us search results for PHP. If we say skills, we can now see PHP, and when we click on PHP, of course, it's supposed to list all users with the PHP skill. For now, there is no user with a PHP skill. All right, so that is sorted for us. In the next video, we'll do a very interesting thing, which is we will give users the opportunity to apply for this interview. So somewhere around here, we're going to put a button for users to apply for this particular job position. All right, then after they can apply, we'll make sure that all the applicants list is listed under this. All right, so thank you very much. See you in the next video. If you've not subscribed to my channel up to this point, I would like to know what you're doing. What are you doing? So head over to youtube.com/brainterm/c/brainterm.org. This URL. Go there and hit the subscribe button, and you will have access to all my videos.